We can have a look at that. So, for example, here we've got a dusty cave. So this is a new dungeon room. So you can see it's got these using statements in there. It inherits from it implements. So extends this base class. It's got kind of a relatively complex constructor with these kind of standard items in it. These are just a small selection of the properties that are on a adventure location. But I was wondering if we could have kind of if we create some shortcuts to enable us to create this structure, and perhaps even the adventure item as well, which is another one. We can see one of those. So, for example, if we look at a dragon's tooth here, you can see it's got some basic kind of structure to it. In fact, if we look at a more complicated one rather than the tooth, because what we can have on adventure items is we can define interactions, how it interacts with how the user can interact with the environment. So it would be great if, I don't mind deleting code that's not used, but if it could create some of this basic kind of boilerplate code with kind of so let's start off with the location, because that's probably a little bit easier.
All right, so hit the selection increase key, that num plus key, since you've got that num plus keyboard option there, and keep going until you get the whole class selected. Now back up with the minus. There you go. Right click that now, and I think we've got. I don't use this feature very often. Selection to template, just below that. Do that one. I normally create from scratch because that's what I've been doing for like 10 years, and this is relatively new. So let's see what we've got here. Allow links between different kinds of identifiers. Allow links between camel case parts of identifiers. No, we don't want that. Simplify types inside links and fields. Trims everything but the type name. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Link together all references too. So check Dusty Cave. I think you want that. See what's happening now? Look at how it's changed the text up above. If you clear that checkbox, it's got those links there. That means if you change one, the other changes as well.
Oh, right, okay.
The game parameter, probably not. That's probably always going to be the same, and you're not going to change that. The location type, I don't think you're going to change that. It's based on a guess, and you can keep scrolling down and seeing other things that you can link here. Or you can maximize this to see more.
Let's have a look. Let's maximize it. Okay.
So those are your link options right there. I don't think really any of the types are not unlikely to change, but that Dusty Cave type will. Generate text fields for all references too. So text fields are things that you can change later. You got a string in there, Dusty Rock Room.
Yes, that's the name.
You might want to check that. Yeah, I might take that.
So where's that one?
Down at the bottom, generate text fields for all references too.
Yeah.
You might take that in the Dusty Rock Room. Was that a part of? That's a second one. The concat. Oh, there's still. We can scroll down here. We can still scroll down to see. Now you've got one concatenated string in there, so that might be not the best. Let's just say one of those we do. You're not going to concatenate and always have 2 lines in the description?
No. It could be many lines, or it could be just like 1 line.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just choose the first one there. In a large room full of dusty rocks. Not that one. That one. First of the 2 concatenated. Anything else in there that you see offhand you want to change? Down and whole, maybe? Are those offered as options? It doesn't look like those are offered as options.
So those ones were what we could do within there is I don't know if we can do it, but it would be just a new player move, and just so that there is a player move in there. I don't know if we can do that.
All right. Well, let's click OK for now.
Okay.
Let's click next. We'll click next for now. We can come back and refine it. Now it's asking where do you want to put it. Do we have? There is not a create new folder here. Is that really the case? I have to go admonish some
add new category here.
Add new category. Hold on. Right click. Yeah, right click without selecting program. Or no, wait. You're fine. Just click on make. Yeah, add new category. Yeah. Make this a top level folder. Click that checkbox. Yeah. That's what I want to do. Okay, and then say my templates or whatever, Stu's templates, whatever you want to have for this category, like that. Click OK.
Yep.
And then say, now why don't I have an OK button here? Try clicking away from that and then clicking back on it again. That's really weird. Oh, that's not good. It's not letting me, you don't have an OK at all. Oh, I know why. You don't have a template name at the top. We have to give it a name.
Okay.
So up at the top, we got to give it a name. So this is a adventure location. Is that right? So we're going to, you could make it a, so this is this template name is what you're going to type in to expand it.
So new NDR, I thought of new dungeon room.
Okay. I think you can do that. That's fine. So click OK now. And
wow.
Here you are now with it. Now we can make more changes if we want. What I would do is these strings, I would edit some of these strings is what I would do. Because unless you want to keep them just as they are.
No, not really.
But like the long description, I would kill the plus in the second string in there to the keep the semicolon. Yeah. I would kill that. And then I might, you might change the text in between those two keywords there from in a large room full of dusty rocks to something else. Just enter whatever. It looks like the keyword in just to the left of I'm sorry, the word, go ahead and delete that. And yeah, just two more. Yeah, there you go. So now you can just say, you know, enter description or something like this if you want to. Like,
yep.
And then above that, you've got another one, field in the dusty rock room. Again, you can just say, you know, you can just, you could delete all that. Keep that closing paren. You can delete, but enter the paren back. There you go. Like that. And the name, you could do the same thing there too.
And the same in here.
Yeah. Let's call it name. What else do we have here? We have location, the link to the dusty cave. This is where it's going to start, by the way. So it's interesting. So the caret location is going to be the word caret right above. That's where it's going to put the caret for you there on that dusty cave. So you're going to, when you type it, it's not going to show up there. It's going to show up, the first caret is going to show up in to the right of the word location ID equals location dot.
Okay.
Which is okay because it's still the dusty cave type name, it appears.
Yes.
But you can also change that if you want to from your mindset. You can take that caret command and move it up above the word class if you want to. You can cut that to the clipboard if you want. Cut it, or just delete it, because there's shortcuts too at the top. Also, wait, one other thing on this line at the end, that block anchor, delete that as well. So this basically tells where the selection is going to be after the template expands. And instead, go up to class, to the left of the word link, right there. There you go, right there. And now on the toolbar above, okay, you pasted it, fine. Go to the end now, to the end of that red highlighted section there. And now up on the toolbar, hit the I-beam in the blue background. That means that's an anchor right there. That's a block anchor. And I feel like let's just try and play with it. Let's click OK and see how we are, and then see what we need to change.
Okay, so if I do NDR, new dungeon room space, there we are. So I can say
so you got
underground river.
And then hit enter.
Okay.
Now I can't tell where you're at next.
It's here.
Hit enter. Did you hit enter?
Yeah.
You should be able to hit enter, and it should go. You should take you to the next field. Is it not? No. It does not look like that did that.
Should we try again?
Yeah. Copy underground river to the clipboard so you don't have to do that again.
So NDR space. There we go.
And then enter. Oh, you know what? I think I know what the problem is. The reason I totally, there's something else we forgot to copy and move. Because we changed it, I wasn't looking at what was around it. We have to go back into the template again.
Okay.
We put the caret around a link, but not around a field. The field was also there. So just go up into the Coderush templates page again. Code templates.
No, it's still there. So
looks like we're on the NDR. So the piece we missed to copy our field start and field end on the location ID equals location line.
Where's that? Here.
There, right there. So basically, you want to get rid of FieldEnd, and had we taken what it gave us, it would have all worked. But we partially modified it. You also want to take out field start at the beginning of that line as well. Yep, from there to there. Perfect.
Okay.
And then now we want to add those in up above. So inside to the right of the word caret, yeah, between the two delimiters, we want to go up and do a field start. I think you're going to have to select it from the drop down, is what you're going to have to do. So go into the drop down, go field start there, and then before the block anchor, give me a field end.
Okay.
There you go. Click OK, and let's do it again. Now type in anything that's legal, hit enter, and you should go to the next piece.
I do, yes.
There you go. And now you again, type whatever you want, hit enter to get to the next piece, and you keep going until you get to the end. All right? And then when you get to the end, I want to stop and I want to ask you, what do you want to change about the code now?
Okay, so I think what I would like to see is, you see we've got these player moves here.
Yeah.
I think just some kind of default text in there really. So the way I kind of tend to do it is to have just a commented out one, which I can then uncomment. But we could have, for example, just that one line. And then I would need the caret to be here, so I could then type in the location it's going to go to.
Yeah, let's do this. This is going to be faster. Select this line, the line that you're on, just this line of code, from new to the end of the line, just from the word new to the. That's fine. And let's right-click it and say create template again for that. Selection to template up at the top there, near the top. There you go.
Yeah.
And then we're going to so generate text fields for all references to. We're going to change. We only need to be on complex junction. I think we can just click next on this. I don't think we need to do anything special here because there's no linked identifiers that I can see. And then give it a name. It's going to be NPM maybe new player move. Make sure we're in the right folder, though. Does it selected? Scroll down and see if we've got your folder selected. That's the one we want. And now click OK. And now let's go in. And so now what you want to do is double click on complex junction, the piece where you want to have the caret, cut it to the clipboard. OK. And are these things in strings going to be things we're going to modify too?
Yes.
Okay, so we want to create a field here is what we want to do. So, but we also want this to be the first one. So we want to hit the caret button, which is the I-beam in the white background. Now we want to paste. Oh, wait, you might have to move the caret to the right. I think it's selected when it pastes it right there. Just move the caret to the right and then the left. Just get it. Now paste what you have in. And then now let's hit the block anchor button. Oh, no, wait. Wait, we don't want to do it. Go to the left of complex junction. I forgot to... hit the orange button that looks like a field.
On there?
There you go. Yeah. And now what you can do is you can take that complex junction, get rid of that. It's still in the clipboard. And then to the right of the word field inside the delimiters, so right there to the between the D and the ending delimiter, put an open paren and a closed paren like a parameter. And then inside the parameter, paste in that piece that you just had on the clipboard. And then now move right 2 times. And then now let's hit the end block, the anchor button, the blue one. There you go, right there, the block anchor. Now go down for each of the fields that you want. Take the word down, cut it to the clipboard. Hit that orange button again. And then do the same parens and paste that piece in there. If you don't have parens, it's just going to be, it's not going to give you that default text. So the advantage of the default text is if you're going to use it sometimes, you just hit enter. You just have to hit enter on it.
Okay, so field down. And then the same for the D.
If that's what you want to do. In fact, you can copy and paste the field down that you already have if you want to. And then replace it with the word down with the letter D. And then now I think you're good. Click OK. And wait, one more thing I want to do. I want to go back to the NDR.
Right.
Let's go back to NDR template. Now the NDR template, it's right above. Yeah, there you go. Now the NPR, notice at the end, it's got that final target.
Yeah.
That's where the caret goes when you're done pressing enter inside.
Okay.
What we want to do is we want to replace those 3 lines of code in there that say new player move with the final target is what we want to do. So we want to, delete that, take final target and cut it and then put it up on in between those lines right there. And I think you probably want to indent that because I think you want to have the indentation there where you want it to be. And I think that's it. So now this is very cool. Now you've got 2 sets of templates that are working together. Hold on a second. I need to get one of I lost the chat window and I want to grab it and bring it back up here. Where is my chat window?
So there's actually a question in there, but just before we kind of move on, from Michael Jolly, he's asking if do the template shortcuts work in JavaScript or TypeScript?
Yes, they do, but there are slightly different templates in JavaScript and TypeScript.
Right.
So, for example, to create a method, you use the letter F because it's a function in that world instead of the letter M. So yeah, the answer is yes. I'm actually live coding at twitch.tv/Coderush with an ED at the end of it. And we give away copies of Coderush like every episode. So if you want a copy for free, all you got to do is hang out with us and until the end of the show, and that's when we give them away. And just in the chat room say, hey, I'd like a free copy. That's what we've been doing for the last couple of days.
It's amazing.
So yeah. Okay. So let's click OK and let's actually write. Oh wait. Yeah. Let's click OK. But one other thing I want to do, I want to go up to the top of this file and I want to grab the using statements here. Copy both of those. Let's go bring up the template editor one more time because it'll add these automatically for us, which is going to be useful. So we want to make it so it does that. So we're going into code templates again one more time. And now down in there where it says dependent namespaces, your caret's right, your mouse is right nearby it. Down. It's a big text box near the bottom, right? Paste and get rid of the words using on both of those. And I think we don't need the semicolon at the end, but I hope we're smart enough to not die if we have that in there. And then click OK on that. And now let's do this. Let's delete the ones you've got selected now. So pretend we don't have those. Delete the using statements at the top of the file before you expand it and show that the templates will add them if they're not there. It'll add whatever's needed. So now type in NDR and you should see the using statements pop in at the top. And then now check it out. We're going to type in what we're going to type in for this piece right here. And then hit enter. And now we should show up between the valid moves. And then we're going to type in NPM for new player move right here. NPM.
And there it is.
And then you just crank it out, right? You're just making the changes right there. And notice you can use IntelliSense with what you're typing in. Or this is Coderush. This is IntelliSense. This is IntelliRush right there, by the way. So you can also use
amazing.
So it's getting much faster, right? Or it can be there. Let's look at the other piece you want to create a template for. And you had both a simple example and a complex example.
Okay, so if we look at,
and I just want to go ahead.
Okay, so if we look at let's just clear up some of this. It's getting a bit busy at the top here. So carrying, deactivate, update, open, close, unlock. So we've got a dragon's tooth, which is a simple item. This happens to be a treasure item, but they're not always treasure items. So this is obviously it's just got a small set of properties. So this is the simple version. You can see it's got once again inherits from it extends venture item. It's got a relatively complicated internal. Is it really internal? Here's an internal constructor, and and just these items really. Obviously, things can be kind of true or false. That's not really a problem. The more complicated
Can I
one,
ask a
yeah, sure.
question about the name and plural name?
Yeah.
What's the asterisks?
Oh, they're just in markup. They'll be in italics. So if the client understands Markdown, it will italicize it. Otherwise, it just puts the 2 stars next to it, and that's really to indicate to the player that if they want to pick up the item, they use the word between the stars or the italicized word. So they use take tooth, or take teeth. You know, that's really kind of, so they don't type in take dragon tooth.
All right, you want to do something cool?
Yep.
That's totally off rails, which is what
that's
I do,
what we
like
do,
all the time. Yeah. So do this. Go into your options. Go bring up the Coderush options.
Yep.
And let's see here. Go to in the search in the upper left, the top left search. Yep. Type in embed.
Embed, yep.
And selection embeddings is the one you want to go to. Go to the selection embeddings option page. This is that option that we were talking about where you hit a single key. Now you can also right click to get this list of menu items that are here. Go down and click on the italic down there in the bottom right there.
Yeah.
And take a look at this. This actually will create italic comment in a comment if you've got rich comment feature turned on in Coderush. But what we can do is we can create a shortcut for you that embeds in italics that we can bind to Control+I, and a similar for bold if you want as well, that only works if you're in a string.
Right.
If that's interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're going to do that, so let's do that. So what we want to do now is we want to, that plus sign above the list box, the second list box right there, or I guess the first one on the left here, there's a tree list to the far left. Yeah, that plus sign right there. Click on that to create a new embedding. Yep. And there's our new embedding right down there. And let's call it, the name of this is the name that we're going to need to call from another location. So we want to give this kind of like a programmatic name here. So we're going to call this italic stir or something like that, stir italic, something like that, str italic. Whatever we call it, we're going to copy this to the clipboard when we leave this page and go to the shortcuts page. The caption is what appears visually in the menu. So we're going to say italics, for example.
Yep.
And the style is going to be very similar to the other one, which it's the one, there are options. Yes, that one right there, that one on the far right. It's that style, which means out of whatever my selection is, even if it's multi-line, I'm going to put something at the beginning and at the end of that selection.
Okay, yeah.
But there are other embeddings that'll wrap around, create boxes around things, put things in the left and the right. Those are all the options there. And then the next thing is that we need to worry about is, well, the top line and the last line. So you're just going to put an asterisk in both of those, right? So one single asterisk there and one single asterisk there.
Okay.
Good. Then you're going to go to the previous italic one that's there, and you're going to copy the context in that entry there. Take that, because that's going to take care of most of what we want, and copy it and then paste it here.
Right.
We don't want in any comment, though. We actually want the opposite of in any comment, so we can put a bang symbol right in front of that open bracket on in any comment.
The open square bracket or the round bracket?
Mark. The square bracket. Before the square bracket, put an exclamation mark. So now it cannot be any, but we also want to add in any string, and we want that to be a positive context. So move left till you're in front of the open paren. There you go. Now click the ... to the right of this text box so we can bring up some UI, and type in the word string. And we should see that's what we want, in string. Click on that, click OK. And then now to the right of that, just hit the right arrow key so we get the caret there. And now type in a space, double ampersand space.
Okay.
Right there, just so the spaces I think are optional. But now this says this is only going to fire off in a string. Now go back up to the name of this, that stir italic, copy that to the clipboard. Okay, and I'm going to click OK. We technically probably don't have to, but I'm sorry, not OK.
Right.
I meant apply.
Okay.
I meant apply. No big deal. We'll go back in.
And it was in.
And now we're going to go to shortcuts. Wait, go to shortcuts right there.
Right.
Now that's just going to take us right to that page. And now we want to create a new folder for our own custom shortcuts. So let's do that. New folder. And we're going to call this my shortcuts or whatever you want to call it. Make it a top level folder. Click that. Otherwise, it's going to put it under code.
Yep.
And now click the button up at the top to create a new shortcut. It's the one on the left. There you go. And then now the first shortcut is just going to be Control I right there. Should be able to hit Control I right now.
Okay.
And you should see it. I'm not seeing it.
There
it is right there. Okay. All right. And then the command is going to be embed. I think you start typing in EMB. I don't think that's what we want. Hit the drop down. There should be an embed or maybe selection embed. Maybe it's selection embed. There it is right up there. Selection embed. Yep. Okay. And then parameters, paste in what you got.
Yeah.
Now, we want to also give this a context. The context should actually be what the other piece was, which I don't remember. It's probably easier to go back and find it and then copy it and come back over here. So what I would do is go up in your search in the upper left. Yeah, this is where my nervousness says click apply always, but I'm sure you don't have to. But go up on the upper left and let's type in embed again to go back to that other options page. Go find that context, which is down on italics there. Grab that. And then go back over to shortcuts. And you're going to have to go up and search for shortcuts, I think is what you're going to have to do up here.
Okay.
There it is down there. And then Control I is selected, and then paste that in under the context. And click OK. And now if you're in a string and you type in Control I, it should highlight it just like we specified. So you got to select something now.
Okay, select that. Okay.
See if it works.
I've got some kind of
Nothing?
symbol that's come up. What's this? Got like a down arrow that's appeared. Can you see that? My cursor's changed to that.
That doesn't make sense to me. Let me see what's going on. Let me see if I can quickly duplicate this. And I'm going to, just to save time, not create the context just yet. Shortcuts. Yeah, let's see here. New folder. New template. Control I is the binding.
I'll probably type something in wrong, Mark.
I don't know. I'm like the fact that Control I is there indicates to me like there's a something else maybe getting the key.
Right.
But let's see what happens here. I'm just going to do it quickly on my side over here. Italics. I'm doing it without any context, so let's do that. Also did not work for me. I got like that's interesting. So I think we're gonna have to look closer at this. Yeah, I got the down arrow too. Oh, you know what it is? It's hold on a second. It is the down arrow that you're seeing. This is a feature of Visual Studio that's coming in here. So wait, let's go look at my binding here. Is there some option that I've got on the binding? No, I don't. I don't get it. I don't see why that. I think the problem is the Control I Visual Studio is taking it and getting it before Coderush. Let's go into shortcuts and change it. Change the binding to like Control Shift I or something like that, so we can still at least demonstrate it and take a look at it. There you go, my shortcuts. And change that binding. Just put the caret in there and type in Control Shift I. All right, give it a shot. See what happens.
Yeah, that works.
All right, there you go. All right, so that's an example of how to do
That's
that.
really
So
good.
if you have bold, things like that. Yeah, while it took a little bit of time to set that up, overall, if you're working and you don't have to, even though you might save a little time, a bit at a time as you move forward, you're also saving cognitive load, right? If you're like, oh, I can just very quickly come in and hit this button. So that is that. We got a couple other things we talked about we wanted to show. We wanted to show the image embedding.
Yes.
And I kind of want to show the formulas too, because I think they're kind of cool. Is there anything else you want to talk about with regards to these two templates here? With regards to these pieces, the dragon tooth and the other piece?
No, I think I can have a go at setting those up myself. Just that the kind of one question was, as I say, this has got a kind of method as well. This interact method with it. Can you create that in the template as well?
Yeah. So the way I would do this is this. Let's do this. Let's actually do this. We'll create both of these really quickly. Okay. So let's go into dragon tooth first, the smaller case example. Let's use selection increase to grab the class.
Yeah.
Let's right click it, do the selection to template.
Selections template,
feature. And we want to grab link together dragon tooth for sure.
Yeah.
And anything else if you see them inside of there that you think we're likely to change. And you can come back and tweak these later as well. And when you're good, click next.
Okay.
Okay. Put this down, make sure your folder's selected down the bottom, the My Templates folder, and give it a name of, this is going to be
New dungeon item, NDI.
New dungeon item. Now wait, one thing though.
Simple item.
Do this. No, no. Do I? But this is a convention that we do in Coderush. Put a comma here, and we're going to do the other one, and we're going to make it NDI without a comma. And so what that means is, if I add a comma, I want a shorter version of it.
Okay, right, yeah.
All right, and so that's consistent with other Coderush conventions as well. So click OK on this. And just for the interest of time, let's just click OK on, scroll down. I think it's interesting. It's got NPM selected. Scroll down. I think the other one has been added. I just wanted to make sure.
So where's that?
Added the one. Scroll down. Yeah, scroll down right here. There's the NDI comma right there. Hold on. I got to make a note. I'm wondering if this is a new build that is highlighting the last template expanded. This may be a new issue here.
Okay. It's about an hour and 18 minutes in.
Thanks. I just want to make sure, because I made a request that say I want to see the last template expanded. However, if I create the template from selection to template, we want to show that one.
Yeah.
So I think this is a new issue in the build that you and I have. Okay, so now let's just click OK. I don't want to make any changes here. And now let's go to the other one. Now we haven't added the usings here, so you'll have to do that later. But let's go to the big one now and do the same thing. Let's use selection increase to grab the whole thing. Get the whole class.
Yeah.
Once you're there, right click selection to template.
Okay.
And grab the important pieces here. You might want to full screen this because there's a lot of things that it's scanned. Right. The dragon is the one that you want to link together, right?
Yeah.
The class name. I don't see that in there yet. Oh, there it is, right there. Generate text fields for all references to dragon type. It's right near the top of there you go, right there. That we want for sure. Anything else that you want to change in there, by all means, go ahead and change. And when you're ready to move on, click next. You can grab other fields, that sort of thing. The link together, those are things that found that were the same. So the links just, in general, you don't want links unless they're likely to change.
Right. Everything else is grayed out there under that list.
Is it really?
Well, that's the dragon type.
Can you unselect it?
Yeah.
And select it again? That's crazy. I want to devs to see that. Word about what? 120?
120, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to get the lead dev for this feature on that to look at that. That looks like it's a mistake, but let's go ahead and click on next anyway. I'm okay with the with that for now anyway. And my templates again, and then this is going to be NDI without the comment.
Right.
Let's go ahead and click OK.
Okay.
All right. And then I think we can click. You can take a look at it if you want to. Down there,
There it is.
NDI without the comment is there.
Yep.
Okay. Hold on. Let's go back up. Verb to see. Wait, what's happening here? Was this stuff all? I don't understand what these dollar signs.
No, I don't either. No, that's a bit weird. So it seems to have converted quotation marks into those characters.
That's super interesting. Okay, can you do me a favor? Can you copy what you've got here inside of this? I want to get the whole dev to look at this as well. Select, yeah, you can just select all, copy that, paste that, send that to me in Skype, and so I can get the dev to look at this. Take a look at that. So you're going to have to manually go through and change this, or what we can do too is let's just do this. Click OK. Click OK on this. Let's also, you know what I want you to do too? Send me that I want you to use selection increase here again. Select all the way to class dragon. One more, I think. And now copy and send me this too, as well in Skype, just so that we can see what we're dealing with here. And then what I want you to do though is I want you to go back into the templates with this on the clipboard. Code templates. And go to that NDI, and now just do a select all and paste. Oh yeah, look at this. It thought the whole thing was a field.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, so that's definitely a bug there. Hit Control A there to select all, now paste in. Now we can go in and make some changes here if we want to change the class. So to change that first dragon right there at the top, you can cut that to the clipboard. And now what I want you to do is let's do a caret. To the left of that is the caret.
That one there?
Yeah, that one there. Then I want you to click the orange and, or actually you want to move to the right so the caret is not selected. Get to that's selected there. That's also something I want them to fix too. And now click the green and orange button. The green and orange, not the orange or the green, but the green and orange combo button. Yeah. You're going to want a space there after the word class.
Yeah. Okay. And then the green and orange one
there. The green and orange one. And then in the word link, right inside the word link, there you go. The parents put the paste in what's on the clipboard. Right. Now, if you take just the link command itself from move the caret right, there you go. Select from there to the end delimiter. Copy that. Everywhere dragon appears, you can replace it with that.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. Okay. Now you're good to go. You can similarly, I think you've got enough where you have a sense of how to change these other
pieces. Yes, absolutely. I can go and do all that.
Right. Click OK now, and now try those two different templates. You're also going to want to add dependent namespaces if you ever want to expand this in like an empty file, for example. So now you can type in NDI.
NDI comma space, and I get that.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of fiddling to do here, so I can that'll teach me I'll embed all this into me how to change this. That's good.
Right. Right, this one, right, yes, but you can also change, it looks like you can change just from that selected dragon tooth and it'll change everywhere else. But yeah, you can fiddle with these. Like if you change that, it should change the other two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can keep that template as it generated it for you. And now try the other one, the NDI without the comma.
Yeah, there we are.
And that's the big one. And now you can go through and say, okay, now at this, where are the points that I want to make changes to the code, right? Where there's going to be. And I do recommend investing a little bit of time to change these because it sounds like these are things you do all the time. And having an experience where you're doing something all the time easily results in lower cost.